as you guys start the fifth week, final week of spring, what are you most happy with your offense at this point?
Just, I think just being able to look out there and see the difference from this time last year, as far as just how much cleaner everything is. And obviously it's because, obviously second year in the system, we got guys returning, those type of things. But I just feel like we're so much farther ahead, and not so much that we're doing a bunch of different things offensively, but just we're so much farther ahead in the basics and fundamentals of what we're trying to do and want to do. So that's probably the thing I'm just happiest about, because it'll just allow us to continue to grow over the summer and into fall camp.
On the opposite side of that, what do you want to improve on as you're heading into the spring game here?
Yeah, I think we just got to be more consistent. When the lights come on, certain, whatever it is, a situational scrimmage or period of practice, or a scrimmage in the stadium, those times, like, you see them do it all week in practice and out on the practice field. Well, nothing should change when we step inside the stadium. And so just from a consistency standpoint, I think our guys got to just understand that we got a chance to be really good and we're really talented, but if we don't pay attention to the details and lock into those certain things, like, this is the most humbling game there is. And if you don't do those things, you can become average really quick. And those are things that we've got to battle, because our guys know how good we can be. And I think you got to fight some of that just, complacency, and it's easy to let your foot off the gas in certain situations when where you think that you can be pretty good. And so we don't want to be good, we want to be great, and you got to be great every single day. And so just consistency as a whole is the thing that I think we got to continue to get better at.
With Caden, where is he feeling health-wise, and do you try to get him live reps Saturday?
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. It's been nice. 2 months ago, I don't think any of us really thought he'd have any reps this spring. We didn't think he'd be close enough for it to be even worth it. But he was so ahead of schedule as far as just his rehab and stuff. So being able to get any reps at all has been a win already. We'll see about how Saturday goes. I think the biggest thing for him is it's been nice for him to kind of shake the rust off now, instead of him trying to do it over the summer or fall camp. And that's the thing that I'm most grateful for, probably more than anybody. But it's just been good to have him back out there, and he'll be the first to tell you, like, he missed a couple throws a day that he's going to be pissed about all night. I'm like, dude, it's April 22nd, we'll be fine. But that's him. He's competitive, and we just got to continue to shake the rust off, and he'll be great going forward.
Have you guys figured out any of the format for the spring game yet? How are you going to divide the teams?
That's why I say, they paid Blake Harrell the big money, and I'm gonna let him decide that, and I'm just gonna try and score points. So I'll do my job and let everybody else do theirs.
If y'all do split it up, will you coordinate both sides, or will you give somebody else those duties for the other team?
No, I think more than likely, if we did split it up, I'll probably call both sides, just because of just the young quarterbacks, just for their development and benefit. That way I'm on both sides and I can talk to those guys. That's probably the best thing for everybody if that's the case.
How is, it looks like Chasten's getting a decent amount of reps for his freshmen. So how would you rate his progress from day one out?
Just really impressed by him. The thing I like most about Chasten is that you can coach him hard, and that's the benefit of coming where he's coming from. Obviously he came from a great program at Lake Travis, and got some really great coaching down there. And so he understands the game and got coached by people that have a great grasp of the game. And so he's taking strides, and he'll do some really dumb freshman stuff that it's just typical. But at the same time, like, he's put himself in a position, over and over again by doing certain things that shows you, like, he knows what he's doing. He's operating, at a level for somebody that's been here for 3.5 months. It's pretty impressive.
When it comes to the spring game on Saturday, what are some boxes you want to check off when you're looking at your offensive squad?
I think the first thing is just always, I want to stay healthy. Knock on wood. Like, I want to go out there and execute and do things right, but want to stay healthy and protect the team and protect the guys around us. But for me, it's always just establishing the run. We want to be great in the run game, and we've seen that. We've seen the difference that it makes in us as an offense, and then we want to create explosive say it all the time, but you know, it doesn't matter if it's a game, spring game, scrimmage, those are the things that dictate any football game. So those are the things we will harp on and focus on because, you know, the next time we step in a stadium, it'll be for real.
You guys lost two pretty vocal leaders in Rajay and Dustin. Just, you know, do you try to, I don't know, encourage guys to step up in that role, or does it happen naturally? How do you address that?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think you have to, you got to let some of that stuff happen naturally, but also I think you got to force people in front of the team. You got to force people in positions and situations where they got to speak to their teammates, and I think that gets lost sometimes. I think we just expect, well, you got to be a leader. You got to be a leader. Well, he may not know how to be a leader, and so we got to make sure we do a good job, and we're intentional about, you know, putting guys in position and make sure we also have people behind them to support them when they go step out and try and be a leader, because that's a hard situation. You know, you go stand in front of your peers and try and, you know, hold people accountable. Like, that's the hardest thing. Like, it's easy to encourage somebody. It's easy to tell somebody good job. It's a hell of a lot harder to go up and tell somebody like, hey, I think you can do better. I think you can be better. So I think we got to do a good job as the summer goes, and we've got guys that can be that. We've got guys that have been here, and we got new guys that have been here for 3 months as transfers that I think have, you know, leadership qualities that can step into some of those roles to replace, you know, a Rajay, to replace a Dustin Hall, guys that for us last year were huge in keeping the team together and being able to finish how we finished.
It feels like y'all have more depth and talent this time compared to last year. Is there a position group that you would say is the most competitive right now, if you could pinpoint one?
You know, yeah, our receiver room is really deep, and we are really, really talented in that room. I would say that's probably the deepest, because you've got a good mix. You got a good mix of young guys that are really talented, but you got some older guys that just came in or have been here that are really talented, and they just continue to make plays, and that's what they got to do. And you know, the more of those guys we can use, it's just like up front. Like we like to rotate guys up front too, just like we do out wide, because it keeps them fresh, and especially out wide. Like, if we can keep those guys in a rotation, keep their snap counts down, that way when it gets later in the game, like, they're fresh and, you know, they can go run down the field and make a play when they need to. So, you know, every room is competitive, but if I had to pinpoint one, it'd definitely be that room.
Anything else? Thank you, Coach.